Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next topic of paper 2, that is integration. Already we have done with almost all the topics of differentiation. Now let us see exactly what the definition of integration says. See, the process of finding the integral is called as integration. The process of finding the integral is integration. Then the question arises, what is integral? To explain the same, I have a simple example. But before that, let us see exactly what the definition says about it. Suppose we have two functions, say f of x and g of x. And the derivative of f of x is g of x. If the derivative of f of x is g of x, then we say that the integral of g of x is f of x. इन अ सिंपल वर्ड, अगर एफ ऑफ एक्स का डेरिवेटिव जी ऑफ एक्स है तो जी ऑफ एक्स का इंटीग्रल एफ ऑफ एक्स होगा. इट मींस दैट suppose the derivative of log x is 1 upon x. We know the derivative of log x is 1 upon x. It means that the integral of 1 upon x is log x. Okay, I'll write the same on board. Suppose d by dx of f of x is equals to g of x. अगर f of x का derivative, if the derivative of f of x is g of x, then the integral of g of x is f of x. इसका मतलब g of x का integral f of x है. But how to write it in a symbolical form? Okay, so we write the same using symbols. Like we write it as integral of g of x into dx is equals to f of x. Okay, we write this sign for the integral of g of x into dx का मतलब है कि with respect to x. The meaning of into dx is with respect to x. So integral of g of x with respect to x is equals to f of x. It means if derivative of f of x is g of x, then integral of g of x is equals to f of x. In simple word, d by dx of log x is 1 upon x. We know the derivative of log x is 1 upon x. So it means that the integral of 1 upon x into dx is log x. Now the question is, what if the derivative of log x plus constant, log x plus constant का derivative कितना आएगा, is also 1 upon x only. And derivative of log x is also 1 upon x only. Therefore, assuming that constant, generally, if derivative of log x is 1 upon x, we write the integral of 1 upon x is equals to log x, but we just don't write a log x. We write log x plus c. Assuming that constant, we add the final answer, we really don't forget to write this plus c. It means that integral of 1 upon x is not just log x, it is log x plus c. In every integral, will not forget to write this plus c. Okay, all of you understood what exactly the definition of integration is. Integration का definition तो बहुत simple है. Integral find out करने का process, the process of finding the integral is called as integration. Okay, there are several methods, several different ways of finding the इंटीग्रल. बहुत ऐसे अलग अलग मेथड्स है जिससे हम लोग इंटीग्रल क्या करते हैं, फाइंड आउट करते हैं. इन केस ऑफ लिमिट, इन केस ऑफ डेरिवेटिव, वी यूज टू follow some rules. We used to take the help of some standard results. So here also, while finding the integral of the function, while finding the integral of some complicated function, here also we are going to follow some rules to get the exact answer. Here also we are going to take the help of some standard result. Now can you see something on screen? Here is the definition of indefinite integration. There is one more type of integration, that is definite integration, and we are here studying about the indefinite integration. The difference between these two I'll explain you later on, but today we are going to talk about the several methods of finding the integration. Okay, as I explained you before, if the derivative of f of x is equals to g of x, then integral of g of x is f of x. On the basis of this definition, there are a few standard results we have. As I have written on board, just explained you before, that is, if the derivative of log x is 1 upon x, then integral of 1 upon x is log x plus c. With the help of same definition, we have derived some properties, some results, some standard results for us. Can you see the first result on board? On screen it is elementary integration formula we have. The very first formula is derivative of x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 is n plus 1 into x raised to n divided by n plus 1. This n plus 1 we will get cancelled, and simply we have x raised to n. It means that the derivative of x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 is x raised to n. अगर इसका डेरिवेटिव x raised to n है, in that case we'll say that integration of x raised to n into dx is equals to x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. The derivative of x raised to n is nx raised to n minus 1. But look at the integral. The integral of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. There is a slight difference in between these two, but the concept is totally different. We feel like these two are almost the same, but they are reciprocal of each other. They are related to each other, but they are not at all same. The difference between them is very tiny, but we need to remember it carefully. Here you can observe that in the first formula we have seen, the integral of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Now in general also it is given, that is integral of ax plus b raised to n, the integral of ax plus b raised to n into dx is equals to ax plus b raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 into 1 upon a plus c. Into 1 upon a is given over here. Now from where this a came? The question is, from where this a we have written over there? The coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is kitna? A. Therefore, we are multiplying this term by 1 upon a, that is 1 upon coefficient of x plus c. Okay, please remember all the formulae carefully. Now look at the second result. The derivative of a raised to x upon log a is equals to a raised to x, where a is greater than 0. Therefore, integral of a raised to x into dx is a raised to x upon log a plus c. A raised to x का integral कितना है? It is a raised to x upon log a plus c. Now we know the derivative of a raised to x. Derivative of a raised to x is कितना? A raised to x into log a. And the integral is a raised to x upon log a. Here also you can observe that there is a slight difference in between these two formulae, these two results. Now look at the third one. The derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x only. So therefore integral of e raised to x is e raised to x plus c. In every result you can observe that we don't forget plus c over there. Fourth result, derivative of sin x is cos x. Therefore integral of cos x is sin x plus c. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Therefore integral of sin x is minus cos x plus c. You can observe that the derivatives of these two and the integral of these two are almost same. The tiny differences are there of sign plus and minus. Now look at the sixth result. Derivative of tan x is sec square x. It means that the integral of sec square x into dx is tan x plus c. In general, it is given, something is given, that is sec square of x plus b into dx is tan of x plus b into 1 upon a plus c. Now see, you can observe that अगर sec square x है तो उसका इंटीग्रल हम लोग tan x लिखते हैं directly. But what if ax plus b is there? Ax plus b is a linear equation with one variable. Please don't forget, if you check the power of x, it is simply 1. It is ax plus b, it is linear equation. अगर sec square x plus b into dx is tan of x plus b into 1 upon a. Why we have written into 1 upon a? Because the coefficient of x is a. So let us not forget to write 1 upon a plus c. Similarly, derivative of sec x is sec x into tan x. Therefore, integral of sec x into tan x is sec x plus c. Here also, instead of x, if it is ax plus b at both the side, therefore, while writing its integral, we'll write it as sec of ax plus b into 1 upon a plus c. Now, look at the eighth result. Derivative of cosec x is minus cosec x into cot x. It means that integral of cosec x into cot x into dx is equals to minus cosec x plus c. In general also they have given that is integral of cosec x plus b into cot x plus b into dx is equals to minus cosec x plus b into 1 upon a plus c. Here also we are multiplying by 1 upon a because the coefficient of x is a. If it is 2, we'll write 2 over here. If it is 3, we'll write 3 over here. Okay. Now, derivative of cot x is minus cosec square x. Then what is the integral of cosec square x? It is minus cot x plus c. In general also they have given cosec square of x plus b into dx is minus cot of x plus b into 1 upon a plus c. And the 10th and the last formula which we have already written on board, that is derivative of log x is 1 upon x, where x is greater than 0. It means that integral of 1 upon x into dx is log x plus c, provided that x is non-zero. In general also, if integral of 1 upon ax plus b into dx is log of ax plus b into 1 upon a plus c. Here also we'll not forget to multiply it by 1 upon a. So can you observe that almost all the formulae, almost all the 10 results are derived using the simple formula of derivatives with the help of definition of integration. Now, do you remember that while evaluating the limit, we used to follow some rules? Suppose there is addition or subtraction or multiplication or division of separate functions. While evaluating the limit, we used to take their limit separately. Suppose f of x plus g of x is there and we are asked to evaluate its limit, we used to take the limit separately, that is limit of f of x plus or minus limit of g of x. If multiplication sign is there, we used to take the limit separately, that is limit of f of x into limit of g of x. If division is there, that is f of x upon g of x, while evaluate the limit, we used to evaluate separately, that is a limit of f of x divided by limit of g of x, but provided that limit of g of x is non-zero. In case of derivative also, we have addition rule, subtraction rule, product rule and quotient rule. We used to follow the rules. Here also, you can observe that three simple rules are given to us need to follow while evaluating the integral of the given function. Look at the first one. If f and g are real valued integrable functions of x, then integral of f of x plus g of x into dx is equals to integral of f of x plus integral of g of x. Here also we are allowed to take the integral separately, to evaluate the integral separately in case of the sign plus in between them. What if the minus sign is there? The theorem 2 tells us that if minus sign is there in between f of x and g of x, in that case also we are allowed to, or we are told to take their integral separately, that is integral of f of x minus integral of g of x. This was about the plus and minus. And the third theorem tells us that if f of x, kf of x is there, अगर किसी फंक्शन के साथ कोई कांस्टेंट चिपका हुआ है, so we are told to take the constant aside and simply find or evaluate the integral of the given function, that is integral of kfx is nothing but k times integral of f of x. Can you observe? Please check the third result, which is which is there in differentiation also, we take the constant outside. Here also we have taken the constant outside, and we are simply evaluating the integral of f of x into into dx. So this is all about the rules of integration. We need to follow these rules while evaluating the integral of the given integrable function. Now see the first example. Evaluate the following. Okay, now let us see how to read the same. ये एग्जाम्पल जो है ना कैसे रीड करना है वो हम लोग देखेंगे पहले. सी द एग्जाम्पल नंबर 1. दिस साइन इज ऑफ integral. So let us read it as integral of x cube plus 3 raised to x into dx. There is addition of two different function. It is power function, whereas it is exponential function. X cube is power, 3 raised to x is exponential. Okay, so we'll use the first rule. We'll evaluate their integral separately. That is integral of x cube into dx plus integral of 3 raised to x into dx. Generally, we denote it by capital I. Here capital I is not printed, but we write capital I is equals to integral of x cube into dx plus integral of 3 raised to x into dx. And to find the integral of both, we have two standard formulae. X raised to n का integral we write as x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, and 3 a raised to x का integral we write as a raised to x upon log a. जो 10 फॉर्मूले 10 रिजल्ट हम लोगों ने प्रीवियस स्लाइड में देखे, with the help of those results only we'll find the integral of these two. So the integral of x cube is x raised to 4 upon 4 plus the integral of 3 raised to x is 3 raised to x upon log 3 plus c. Let us not forget to write this plus c at the end. Example number 2. Here also we are asked to evaluate the integral of sine x plus 1 upon x plus 1 upon cube root of x into dx. So you can observe that there are three different terms, three different functions in a round bracket. So let us evaluate their integral separately. That is integral of sine x into dx plus integral of 1 upon x into dx plus integral of 1 upon cube root of x into dx. Okay, now with the help of first rule, we are evaluating their integral separately. Now let us not worry about the integral of sine x. We know we have a standard formula for this. We have the integral of 1 upon x also, but we do not have any formula to write the integral of 1 upon cube root of x. So let us simplify it first. 1 upon cube root of x can be written as x raised to 1 minus 1 upon 3. 1 upon cube root of x can be written as x raised to minus 1 upon 3. So for our convenience, we have written the first two term as it is, and we have just simplified the third one for our convenience as x raised to minus 1 upon 3, because now we can use x raised to n wala formula to find the integral of this function. Okay, now see the next step. The integral of sine x is minus cos x. The integral of 1 upon x is log x plus, now x raised to minus 1 upon 3 is there. So be careful while calculations. X raised to minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 divided by minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 plus c. It means that at last the correct and the final integral of this function, of the given function, is capital I is equals to, here capital I is not printed, so capital I is equals to minus cos x plus log x plus x raised to 2 upon 3 upon 2 upon 3 plus c. Here also let us not forget to write plus c at the end. The third example. The first two example we discuss about the simple functions like power function and exponential function. In the third example, we'll try to evaluate an integral of a trigonometric function. Now, what kind of trigonometric function is given to us? That is integral of tan x plus cot x bracket square into dx. We are asked to find the integral, capital I, of this particular function. So, Before evaluating the integral, let us simplify the given function first using a plus b bracket square formula. What is a plus b bracket square? It is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Let us use the same to expand this. So tan square x plus 2 tan x cot x plus cot square x into dx. इसका expansion we have written in the next step. Now, tan x into cot x is 1. We know they are reciprocal of each other. Therefore, their product is 1. So 2 into 1, so this 2 will remain as it is in the next step. It means that we will get 3 terms as tan square x plus 2 plus cot square x. We'll get 3 terms inside a round bracket. Now, we don't know what is the integral of tan square x. We don't know what is the integral of cot square x. But for our convenience, we can simplify. We can replace them by known formulae. We can replace tan square by sec square x minus 1 and cot square x by cosec square x minus 1. Now you can observe that this minus 1 will become minus 2. So plus 2 minus 2, every constant will get cancelled. Only will get 2 terms inside the bracket, that is sec square x plus cosec square x. Integral of sec square x plus cosec square x. Using the known formulae, we have simplified the given function. We have transformed it into this form. Now the question is, do we know the integrals of both the functions? Yes, we know the integral of sec square x. We know the integral of cosec square x as per the rule. Now let us evaluate their integral separately. दोनों का इंटीग्रल अभी हम लोग सेपरेटली इवेल्युएट करेंगे. दैट इज इंटीग्रल ऑफ sec square x plus integral of cosec square x. We have standard formula, standard results of these two. So integral of sec square x is tan x plus integral of cosec square is minus cot x plus c. And the final answer will just write capital I is equals to tan x minus cot x plus c. This is how, if a function is given to us, any kind of function, we'll try to simplify it, we'll try to transform it as per the convenience, as per the requirement, so that we can use the results we have, standard results formula we have, to find the integral of the given function. Here also we were given tan x plus cot x bracket square. We simplified it using the standard algebraic formulae and trigonometric formulae, and then at last, in the last step, we have derived the integral of the given function. Now see the fourth example, that is integral of root x plus 1 upon x plus root x into dx. Okay, one function is given to us. We say that it's a algebraic function, we can say, and we are asked to find the integral of this function. So before explaining you this function, some students were asking me, sir, we don't really understand exactly which result is applicable to which function, exactly which formula is applicable to find the derivative or integration of the function. We generally don't understand easily. We don't get the clue easily. But if you solve several examples, if you practice more examples at home, you will easily understand exactly which method is applicable, exactly which formula is applicable over here. So here also you can observe that we are given integral, we are asked to find the integral of root x plus 1 upon x plus root x. Okay, so from the denominator we'll take root x common. Now the question is, why to take this root x common? There is no answer for this. For our convenience, we are taking root x common. Now, how will you come to know that exactly what to do? Because there is no such rule to perform such operations or steps. The only answer to this question is, if you practice more example, you will easily understand exactly what to perform, what to do to simplify the given function. Here, from the denominator, we have taken root x common just to simplify it, because after taking root x common from the denominator, we got root x plus 1 inside the bracket. And now you can see that there is root x plus 1 in the numerator as well as in the denominator also. So these two will get cancelled. Simply we have 1 upon root x into dx. So integral of 1 upon root x into dx we are asked to find. But the question is, do we know the integral of 1 upon root x? No, not at all. But we know, we remember one formula from the derivative, that is the derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. If the derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x, it means that the integral of 1 upon 2 root x is root x only. So to use the same result, to use the same formula, we have made an adjustment of 2 over here. We have written 2 aside and we have written 2 in the denominator because 1 upon 2 root x का integral मुझे मालूम है, which is root x. 1 upon 2 root x is derivative of root x in a simple word. Therefore, obviously, the integral of 1 upon 2 root x will be root x only. So in the correct and the final answer, we'll write as capital I is equals to 2 root x plus c. Now see the example number 5. So example number 5 or the question 5 is about the composite function. You can see the exponential function, you can see the logarithmic function, you can see the power function over there. It is a combination of 3 or maybe more than 3 functions. At first we find it very difficult. At first we see the function very complicated. We feel like we cannot find the integral of this function, we cannot simplify it. The results we have, the formulae or the rules we have are not at all applicable to find the integral of this function. But if you observe it carefully, you will observe that we have some standard results, we have some formulae using which we can simplify it more and more to find the integral of the function. Here you can observe that e raised to 4 log x minus e raised to log of x raised to 5 divided by x raised to 5. Now, in the given function, we are given 4 log x. So for our convenience, we have written it as log x raised to 4. Similarly, e raised to 5 log x is there. We have written it as log of x raised to 5. It means that the first term we have simplified as e raised to log x raised to 4 minus e raised to log x raised to 5. Now, why we have simplified these two terms using the property of logarithm? Because we know that a raised to log x, log of f of x to the base a is nothing but f of x. A raised to log of f of x to the base a is nothing but f of x only. So therefore, using this result, we can write this first term as x raised to 4 directly. E and log will get cancelled and we'll simply write x raised to 4. Can we write it like this? The answer is yes. How come? With the help of this result. Using this result, we can directly write the first term as x raised to 4 and the second term as x raised to 5 divided by x raised to 5. Now, can you see all the three terms, x raised to 4, x raised to 5 and x raised to 5 are very simple, are power functions, and we know the standard formula we have to find the integral of all three of them, that is x raised to n. The integral of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Or else we can divide both of them by x raised to 5 because x raised to 5 is there in the denominator. So we can divide both the terms separately. If we divide x raised to 4 by x raised to 5, we'll get 1 upon x, and x raised to 5 by x raised to 5 will get 1. So we have simplified this as 1 upon x minus 1. Do you know the integral of these two? Do we know? The answer is yes, we know the integral of 1 upon x and integral of 1 also. Let us write the answer directly. That is capital I is equals to log x minus x plus c, because the integral of 1 upon x is log x and integral of 1 is x plus c. So this is all about the integral of fifth function. Now one more example we have. You can see on screen that is we are asked to find evaluate integral of cos cube x into dx. A function is given to us, cos cube x, and we are asked to find its integral. Now, we do not have any standard results, any standard formula to find the integral of this function, but using a standard trigonometric formula, we can simplify it. Cos cube x. To simplify cos cube x, we have a standard formula, that is cos 3a is equals to 4 cos cube a minus 3 cos a. We have this formula. With the help of this formula, we can replace cos cube x by 1 upon 4. You can see the same on the in the first step. 1 upon 4 into the bracket cos 3x plus 3 cos x into dx. So here 1 upon 4 is constant. Let us take it outside and simply evaluate the integral of the remaining function. Cos 3x का integral आएगा sin 3x into 1 upon 3. Similarly, keep 3 as it is and integral of cos x is sin x. After multiplying this bracket by 1 upon 4, we'll get the correct and the final integral as capital I is equals to 1 upon 12 sin 3x plus 3 upon 4 sin x plus c. This is the correct and the final answer. Here we have used the trigonometric formula which we have studied in class 11. So this is all about the integration. As I explained you before, the process of finding the integral is called as integration. There are plenty of examples in the textbook. I'll suggest you to go through almost all of them. After practicing many examples, you will come to know exactly which step is how to apply the steps, how to apply the formula, how to apply the result to find the correct and the final integral of the given function. In next lecture, we'll solve some more example based on the same. Till then, I'll suggest you, I'm going to give you a few examples to try at home on a WhatsApp group. I'm very happy that many of you are solving the examples at home because some of you are asking me several questions, several examples, difficulties that you are facing while solving the examples. So please keep on solving the examples. Till then, stay happy, stay home, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.